Hey everyone, welcome to the Depot. My name is Brad, and today I am back with another house building video. And we are continuing my mission to make my channel header look a little bit more like I made more of an effort on it. You know, a bit more interesting. So, I have here I decided to call it either, I haven't decided, either a modern mini or a mini modern. It depends on literally what the thumbnail looks best as. So, whatever you clicked on, that's what it's called. But yeah. So the whole house actually ends up being 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. Well, 2.5 considering one's technically a cloakroom. So yeah, but all those are so the bedrooms and the bathrooms are on the ground floor. So it's technically cooler because heat rises or whatever. I'm going to pretend that that's something. But no, I wanted the first floor. Yeah, sorry, that's always confused me with houses. To be like the communal room, so the living, dining, kitchen. I can't really say dining because there is no dining room. It just has a kitchen island with some stools, so technically, yeah, a dining room. And then up there as well, a utility and the cloakroom that I mentioned, which technically is a downstairs toilet, like I did say, but it's not downstairs. So yeah, it's kind of a reverse house, an upside down house, if you will, but I don't know. I just wanted the living room and the kitchen to have a terrace with a view, and it doesn't really have a view, but I assume if you put this in Windenburg somewhere, it would look nice. But this is purpose-built for this plot, in a way, just by the side. If it was going somewhere else, I would highly recommend that you decorate up the sides with some vines or shrubbery. But unfortunately, like I said, small plot, so it could not fit in. So the sides are the sides are literally very, very bare. But there's shrubbery to the front and the back, and I don't know, it's quite close to my contemporary dormer build next door, so maybe it kind of looks a bit more natural, like not so in your face. I don't know. Maybe that's my thought process behind it. Who knows? And you might be wondering why I'm doing this by here, and it's purely because I'm putting a hot tub instead of a pool, and when I put the hot tub on the terrace, it was raised far too much. So I did a little cutout just sink it in a little bit, like most people do in real life with their hot tubs, be it with decking or a terrace or whatever. And yeah, it worked out really nice. They do just FYI kind of like pop down and back up when they get in and out of the hot tub, but you won't notice it really unless you're like completely watching them. But it needed something. It needed some form of activity in the back garden. I was gonna say entertainment, but is a hot tub really entertainment? More of an activity, I'd say. Funny that though, because it's not listed under activities. Whatevs. Tangent. So yeah, sorry. Putting in the windows, as you can see, because it's a modern build, I've gone for the floor to ceiling ones just because they're the most contemporary, I feel. I'm saying that, but I use them in all my modern builds, so I don't know why I'm trying to explain to you guys why I use them. I obviously think they look nice. And then this is the terrace, frontage here going on. Yeah, and the master bedroom as well does have a little small terrace, I forgot to mention, down the front. But I didn't put any furnishings out there because I figured I wanted to keep the house. Realistically, I wanted this to be my first house to be under 100 grand. And unfortunately, it's not. It's about 105, possibly 110. So I'm quite sad by that. But it is a nice house, so I can't complain. Yeah, and then obviously, I haven't said it, but fountains at the front, because it's my first time using fountains, and I wasn't sure if they looked nice, but then I was happy with them in the final build. The final footage that is at the end of all my videos. So yeah, it did work out. And I do like this landing. I did mention in my last video that was my favorite landing, and that is still the case, because this is quite a plain landing, but it's nice. It's in the center of the house, so I had no issues with ease of roofs or anything, or I don't know, the lip of the landing. I don't know, anything like that. There was no issue, so it worked out really well. And by here is where I put the kitchen, as it's like a walk around. You can probably tell that would be the utility room, and the little one is the cloakroom. I don't know why I have to explain that. Well, I should, but I'm guessing you can probably guess. There's no way those little rooms would be anything other than a utility and a cloakroom. So, yeah. By the way, I'm kind of bringing in the colours from my Fountain View penthouse build, and that's kind of the whites and the orange, the blacks and the greys. So, yeah, but it is, I will say, only on this floor. It's literally the communal areas, which I think I've got a theme of doing now, because in my last build, all the communal areas were a brown and a green. So, I clearly have some form of a pattern coming along on my channel that I like to mix match kitchens. And I think on my next build, I'm going to have to force myself to buy the stuff pack with a kitchen one. I think it's cool kitchen stuff, just because I really need to start doing a different modern kitchen, because this one is just being in most of my builds, and I don't know. I'm running out of like assortments of colors. Like I like to do, like in my last build, I did black with a lime green cabinet, and now I'm doing orange. And in my Fountain View penthouse, I did grey with the orange. And maybe I'll find a way to introduce a pink somewhere or something. The blue's quite nice as well, but yeah. So there's only so many things I can do with this one kitchen, so I'm running out. Or I might use the Parenthood kitchen. Who knows? Sorry, kind of went off talking about a different video that I haven't even filmed yet. Sorry. So obviously just adding in my kitchen stuff, and I know that that's from Dine Out, and I've explained in loads of my videos. I just like to do it because maybe I like to think that my Sims are quirky enough that they might be like, oh, I'll write a menu for my kids, and I don't know. And then obviously my plant, which I did mention in my last video, always makes its way in somehow, and I didn't really lie because here it is. And I think I found a new way how to centralize things on my kitchen islands, which I can finally do, and it's just what I just did there. So I learned something new today, which I'm not necessarily proud of because I'm pretty sure everyone else knew it and I was just slow once again, but I'm a little bit proud, so yeah. Now the utility room, which by the way on Tumblr I did see, I didn't necessarily read it, so that's my problem, not yours, but I did see a picture of like, what are they called, washing machines and like a tumble dryer, so I don't know if it was custom content or anything. It was something to do with the new pack that's coming out, because I think we get to vote in September for a name, I think. So yeah, my utility rooms might become useful very soon, which I'm kind of excited about because I'm pretty sure people are like, what a waste of space and money. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure in a while you'll be very thankful. Plus, I needed a space to put my sink because it's a minimal kitchen, and also a place to put like a microwave. Not that you always need it, but yeah. And you might have noticed that I didn't put blinds in the central window between the two doors here, and that is because when I did try that out, it just looked way too heavy on the wall. Because the blinds are quite thick, I will say we don't have any blinds that sit in window frames. They all sit on top of window frames. So yeah, kind of annoying, but I mean, can't really do anything about that. So yeah, out here is, by the way, just like a really simple terrace. It's nothing too expensive, or there's not much going on. It's literally just a seating area where you could sit out and like have a drink at the end of the night, you know, and perv on your neighbours in some kind of way. Or, you know, spy on them. Perv was probably a strong word. I don't know, everyone like people watches, don't they? I mean, some people, my mum's friend, for example, loves to people watch. She's like the kind of person that will be like, oh, can we have a table in the middle of the restaurant so I can like, you know, listen to people's conversations and, you know, watch them as they eat, whereas me and my mum are much more yeah, can we have a booth in the corner, please? Because I don't want anyone else to hear what I'm saying. I don't want people to be watching me eat, because, like, who wants that? Maybe that's just my personal OCD thing. I hate when, like, obviously I have no issues, like, eating with people. That's totally fine. But, you know, when someone's, like, watching you as you're eating, I'm like, okay, hello? Is there something you want to say or no? It's kind of uncomfortable. But yeah, sorry. Kind of went on talking about things in my life then. How weird. Well, not weird, but nothing to do with my house. It's not mine. Why did I say it was mine? I built it, technically. So yeah, obviously I think you can notice the furniture from my Fountain View penthouse as well. I love well, it's because it's the sofa that comes in the most vibrant orange. Like I said, in my last build, I used the like really modern, you know, low-backed sofas in a green, but they weren't a lime green like the kitchen. They were a dull pastel green, so I forfeited them in this video as well on that very purpose, that they were too pastel of a color. And obviously backlight in the TV, because it was quite dark, I've got to be completely honest, and I've never put them behind the TV before. But I saw a video from my most recent subscriber, who I also subscribe to, Eat Sleep Build, and she did like in the kitchen, she put like lights behind the cabinets, and it lit up the kitchen really well. So I was like, maybe I could do that behind a TV, who knows? And it worked. So thank you very much. That was helpful. I've literally realized in the last 2 videos I've been like, I got so many ideas from different YouTubers, but like, I kind of do change it up. Well, what they did, I do change it in some form of a way, so I'm not entirely ripping them off like I did say. So please do not hate me. It's just getting inspiration from other people's builds. I don't know. So this was like, obviously the cloakroom. There's nothing too much in here. There's only like towels. It's only like a washroom, if you will, like for guests to use rather than use a main bathroom. Literally the definition of a downstairs toilet for most people. So as you can probably tell, the hallway, which runs the full length of the house, so you can access all the bedrooms off of it. I didn't want to have like an inner hallway of any kind, and I don't like to with a lot of my builds. Like I like to personally keep I mean, this is something that I say I do, and I probably won't in all my videos, but most of the time, I like to have just a single hallway that accesses every room of the house, because I feel like when you have an inner hallway, it almost looks like, oh, this house has been like built on top of itself continuously. They haven't had an initial idea straight away, which is fine for certain houses. Like if you're going for that vibe, like something that's been added on to as a new member's been born to the family, then yeah, that's really cool. But personally, for videos like this, I do like to have, like I said, a hallway which accesses all rooms. So yeah, and as you can probably tell, judging by the bed I've used, this is my master bedroom because I have an obsession with this bed. I mention it in literally most of my videos now. It's the only one that's plain. Please more. Like, yeah. But I'd made it black, and it's the first time I've ever done a black with it. So yeah, different colour, you know, so not the same at all. Don't judge me. And obviously I love to do my little timber backdrop feature wall thing, because I love that, like, what's it called? Wall paint? Yeah. It's just very, very modern. There's not many in The Sims 4 like that, so I would like to request a few more, please. I'd like to request. Who am I? Who do I think I am? Oh my god. Like, anyway, sorry. So yeah, that was just an art corner, because I figured like this house could belong to someone who's quite artsy. That's why upstairs, for example, I had the, what's it called? The like bust-in station where you like play the guitar and you get tips and stuff. I figured it could be an artist house or something. Not an artist, but like a musician who's had kids, and I don't know. Like, you know, he's finished or she's finished being super successful, and now they've moved down, they've bought a nice house, and they're just raising their family. I don't know. Or you could just have it as a family home, who knows? But yeah, this is obviously the dressing area. I didn't want to put fitted wardrobes in because there wasn't enough space to make it look like they were meant to be here in a way. I don't know. I thought I'd rather do the thing where I make my own fitted wardrobes, even though it's literally just a dresser and shelves, but it worked out, and I didn't want to repeat what I did in my last video, even though that is a good way to, as far as I'm concerned, to make a fitted wardrobe without using fitted wardrobes. So yeah. And that's the first time I've used the egg picture. I've used the bacon one, I think, and the cookie, and that was in my contemporary dormer build, and I never really liked them. I was like, where am I going to use food pictures? But surprisingly, they bring in color that was in that room. So yeah. Moving on to the two bathrooms that obviously you can wash yourself in, that aren't cloakrooms, and the first one being the ensuite, which I chose a green for. It's a fairly minimal ensuite, I have to be honest, because it is so small. But yeah, there's not much to say about it, if I'm completely honest. It's just small, yeah, and minimal, and green. Yeah, but this one here is a grey and a blue, because I use the Parenthood shower / bath, because obviously it saves space, and I didn't have much room down here for the bathrooms. They really are genuinely quite small, but, you know, not exactly something that's detrimental, or like, you know, I couldn't put anything in. So yeah, just a blue in here because I figured, you know, keep it colourful, and it's used for the kids' bedrooms, not the master bedroom, because we just did the ensuite for that, so I shouldn't really have to explain that. But maybe I feel like I have to, who knows. But yeah, just putting in some clutter items just to, you know, liven it up a bit, I guess. Make it seem like people actually live here. You can delete them if you want to. I've said this before, and add your own stuff, like the stuff that your Sims win or craft or whatever. So yeah. Moving on to the first of the two bedrooms downstairs. Well, the three of them, but the two that isn't the master suite. And it is a child's bedroom, not a toddler's, a child's. So there's no like little iPad or anything, because originally I did think that they were for children as well as toddlers, but no, toddlers only. So this room's just got, well, nothing toddlerish in here, so I had a lot more room to play with, to be completely honest. And I chose like a dark blue, not a dark blue, just like a royal blue, and then like a deep red, not dark, a deep. But yeah, it turned out quite nice, I've got to be completely honest. I didn't want to use the same carpet that I've always used in a lot of my children's rooms, and I know it might be getting quite repetitive with me sticking to like two different colours or two bright colours when it comes to kids' rooms, but I like it. You know, kids' rooms should be colourful, and to be completely honest with you, I had a room very similar to this, except for the blue was more of a purple, and it was the one time in my life where my mother has, well, as a child, you know, let me pick my room, or what I wanted colour-wise in my room, and it's never happened since, until I was the age of, what, like 16, when I actually understood what colour was. I mean, I just liked red, and I was like, purple, because it's Harry Potter's colour, and it isn't, but if you remember Philosopher's Stone when it first came out, then maybe you'll remember the fact that a lot of the merchandise that was Harry Potter was actually purple. So, yeah. I don't know why I told you that story. It seems pretty boring in retrospect, but yeah, who cares? So yeah, by the way, I did realize when I playtested this girl that I did playtest it with, she hit the teddy bear with that, and yeah, he kind of goes inside the wall a little bit. So yeah, if you want to hit him, then I suppose you might want to move him out a bit, but in terms of decoration, he looks fine just there. And then I know that rug's the wrong blue, but it looked nice and it made sense to me. So moving on to the teenager's bedroom, which is by far my favourite room in the house. It's really simple, there's not much going on, but I just like the colours in here, and I don't have a main light in the end because it's like a vibey room or whatever, or a moody room, I don't know. So it's quite dark in here at the end, but there's like I use the martini light, and I've never used that before, which by the way, it's weird that there would be a martini light and there wouldn't be like just a normal martini. It's literally yellow, green and red, and the only martini I've ever had that's been colourful is a green one, not a red one. But then again, that's probably just me being like not going to enough places and being like a recluse or whatever, so who knows. And then just a little table off in the corner, which you could put a computer on, but like I figured that it could be like a makeup area or whatever, so yeah. And like a weird wacky chair because I thought that it brought in the colours of like the purple and the black while keeping it kind of interesting and young. That's why I've also included the what are they called, suitcases as a bedside, because they just make it seem less serious, because that bed is like a really modern bed that I use in a lot of my master bedrooms. So yeah. And then here's the martini light. Yay. See, red. Never had a red one, and that's what I mean by like got rid of the main light so that it's dark in there and it's moody or whatever. So yes, making our way outside now to the backyard terrace, I guess you could call it, maybe. And that's what I meant when I said sink in the hot tub in. It was too tall and you couldn't really see over it, so that's why it has been dropped down. Like I think I've mentioned it in the beginning of this video, maybe. I really can't remember, so sorry if I'm repeating, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never dipped or dropped a hot tub into something before, so yeah, cool. And then lining it with the shrubbery just because it was a bit too plain and there wasn't enough space either side of it to put in like planters or anything. I mean, maybe there was, but I personally figured that there wasn't, so yes. And then moving on to some landscaping, which I mean, like obviously I will cut out for you guys because it's boring. So unfortunately we are coming to the end of the video, you guys. I really hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, maybe give it a like and subscribe to the channel because I have 8 subscribers now, which I am super chuffed with and I'm very grateful for, so whatever. Yeah, so if you want to download the house, it will be on the gallery under my name, The Sim Depot, and yeah, I will probably be back with another build video very soon, but maybe before that my legacy challenge. I do not know. So yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.